Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the SmoovePlayz podcast. I'm Austin, aka Austin Plays, joined by Dean. Dean, how we doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Even though the Steelers lost on Thursday, I'm
Yeah.
ready to talk some ball on this for this Sunday slate.
Hey, the Steelers did lose on Thursday, but I mean, I was right. I just not to rub it in, but I was right, and I did say I was really just looking for a good game. I think we got just that. So I
It-
think a nice, good, competitive football game, and that AFC North, man. It's looking more and more like anybody can make it. I mean, some people think the Ravens are still not completely out of it. You know, I think that AFC North is going to be a really fun division to watch as the season continues.
yeah, we'll see what happens.
But all right, so we're here to talk about our Week 7 Sunday slate. So that's what we're going to go ahead and dive right into, and we're gonna start it off kind of the same way we've been starting off the last few weeks, and that's going to be taking another trip across the pond, man. We're back in London, and we got the Rams taking on the Jags, and a lot of people call this the Jags' second home.
Yes, yes, because all those rumors of them going to London,
Well,
but
not just the rumors, but I feel like because they are
yeah,
always in Jackson in London.
that is true. But what do you think about all these international games this season? Do you like it?
I mean, I don't not like it. I mean, I like the idea that the NFL is expanding and or looking to expand and outreach to help it grow. And I because I understand it. We got the NFL or football coming into the Olympics here. I think these next summer Olympics when they roll around. So I think the NFL and football as a whole has a really, big market opportunity to really grow. So I do like them kind of expanding and getting out into these international games. You know, obviously, if your home team is losing a home game, that's not ideal. But I think for the greater purpose of bringing outside the U.S. talent into the NFL, I think it's good for the game.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with everything you said.
But let's talk about this game between the Rams and the Jags. So the Jags, I mean, 4-2. The Rams are 4-2. Big one, Puka going down. That sucks. So no
Yeah,
Puka for the Rams in this one. But the Jags are missing some key pieces too. Brenton Strange, then Devin Lloyd. I don't know if you've been watching a lot of Jags football. Devin Lloyd, I think was I don't. I'm not gonna. Early DPOY contender because that dude is a massive, massive piece for this Jags defense.
he is, and him not being out there is definitely going to hurt them. But Puka being out, I mean, Devontae, that's why you bring a guy like Devontae Adams in to step up and be the wide receiver one. Maybe Jordan Whittington can get a shot. Do you think the Rams are going to be like able to move the ball as well without Puka? I mean, obviously not, but how efficient do you think they can be?
I definitely think they can still be efficient. I wouldn't completely rule him out. I like Sean McVay as a head coach, and I think he can, scheme even with it. He can scheme with as good as anybody in the NFL. So I wouldn't say that their offense is going to be completely, non-existent, but still sucks regardless. You losing a guy that is a potential offensive player of the year candidate. That's gonna, it's probably gonna be noticeable. But like you said, Devontae Adams, not a bad guy to fall back on as a backup. So who do you think's gonna who you got winning this one?
Man, I like Jacksonville a lot. I really like Jacksonville until I saw Devin Lloyd was out. But like you said, it is their second home. I think I'm taking the Jags in this one.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Jags as well. Nothing against LA. I think both these teams are good. I honestly, I don't know. Jags I think were just a lot. They're better than I thought they were at the beginning of the year, and they've played very well. And we'll see how much of an impact Devin Lloyd being out is. But I like them, especially with no Puka. So give me the Jags over in London to start off week 7 on Sunday. And then our next game, we got the New Orleans Saints taking on the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field.
Yeah, this one should be fun because I don't know if you've noticed Spencer Rattler's been playing very well.
Oh, I'm very aware of Spencer Rattler's play. I have to pay attention to the Saints because they're in my division, and I'm really happy that I have been because a lot of that NFC South, I think that NFC South is like sneaky good. I don't think there's like a really a big weak point per se. I don't think the Saints obviously they're 1-5, but they've played competitive against some teams like the Bills, and I think that they could definitely still steal some games, and they're definitely a trap game for a lot of teams. So don't think the NFC South as a whole is something you can sleep on. I don't think the Saints are someone you can sleep on. Spencer Rattler, like you said, has been playing well. We'll see come to the trade deadline
Yeah.
how much of a seller they're gonna be. But Chicago's favored 3.5 in this one. What do you like going into this one, and who are you taking?
Honestly, we talked a lot about the Saints, but the Bears just had a big emotional win last week because they won on Monday night in Washington, and we all remember what happened last time they were there. And the way that they won was just the fumble late to score the touchdown. I think they come back home, and I think they overlook the New Orleans Saints. I'm taking the Saints. That's my dog of the week.
Ooh,
My,
early dog of the week here in the early window. He's taking the Saints, the team that in week one we didn't think would be taken to win any games at all, and we got them as dogs here on week 7.
yep, dog of the week.
I like it. I just think this is a tough spot though for the Saints. Still, I definitely could see the Bears, riding high and then overlooking the Saints, but just looking at how the Bears have been playing, I think I gotta take the Bears. They've been rolling offensively, especially. I said I think when they played Dallas, that was their get right game for their offense, and I think they've just done nothing but take that game and run with it. They've looked like the offense I think we expected them to look like with Ben Johnson. So I got the Bears at Soldier Field rolling here with the Saints.
Okay.
Next one, we got a doozy. We got the 1-5 Miami Dolphins playing the 1-5 Cleveland Browns.
Hey, this is a great game to tune into. Okay, I'm excited. I actually think it might be televised here, so I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah.
But have you seen the biggest thing about this game? Have you seen the weather report for this game?
Yeah. I believe it's going to be a monsoon. Like torrential downpour is what I think is what it's going to be.
I mean, we have to take the under, right?
We have to take the under. I think it's at 40.5 points. Like, yeah, I think
30.
we got to take the under. And for me personally, I'm definitely going to be taking the Browns. That just look, it doesn't play to Miami's favor at all. And they're going, look, Miami has shown time and time again. Anytime they got to travel up north, like what no matter what time of year it is, if they travel up north, they struggle. So I think that this one is a very good spot to take the Browns, but I like this one being under as well. I'm rocking with the Browns.
Yeah, no, I mean, you look at this Browns team, other than the Ravens game, they have played a lot of close games, and they've played two games at home so far. They beat Green Bay. They lost to the Bengals by one. Like you said, it just Cleveland wants to run the ball, wants to be physical, and in this weather, it doesn't play to the Dolphins' strengths. I got Cleveland as well.
All right. Next up, we got the New England Patriots and the Tennessee Titans. And the New England Patriots, Dean, they keep rolling, man, and they're atop the AFC East.
Yeah, who would have thought through 6 weeks the Pats would be at the top of the AFC East? Drake May has been slinging that thing.
He's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, right? He's definitely, and I think if the season ended today, I think he'd be up there for MVP finalist.
Yeah, he probably would be, but we know who would win MVP.
We don't need to say it. It's fine. But
But
yeah, playing Tennessee here. They're only favored by a touchdown. It is in Tennessee. I think I could be wrong. I think the weather is a little bit. Oh no, never mind. It's sunny. It's beautiful out there in Tennessee. But yeah, only a touchdown here for the Patriots.
yeah, I mean, this is Mike Vrabel's return to Tennessee, so I could really see New England getting up for this game. But what if Tennessee has the interim head coach boost with Brian Callahan being gone?
I mean, hey, we know that interim head coach boost is a real thing. So I think that this is definitely is a spot you could look at the Pats getting, potentially overlooking and getting upset. You know, I just don't like this spot though for the Titans at all. I think this Patriots defense is legit, and I think that this Patriots defense against a rookie Cam Ward and a struggling offense, no Calvin Ridley, like you got to take the New England Patriots here, and so I'm gonna take New England. Oh, I'm gonna break a rule. I don't like taking locks as road teams or divisional games. The Patriots are on the road, but I think I have to take them as my lock of the week.
Lock of the week. I do agree with you. I think the Patriots are going to win. I think maybe the Titans can keep it within 6. But then again, every time I have faith in the Titans, I watch them for the first half of a Sunday football game, and I regret why I had any faith in them. So New England is my pick.
All right. Next up, we got the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Las Vegas Raiders. So we got a little divisional battle there in Arrowhead. What are your thoughts? This is the AFC West teams always play the Kansas City Chiefs tough.
Yeah,
But
they do.
Kansas City's favored 11 and a half points in this one.
Yeah, I was going to start off by saying that. I feel like the Raiders always play the Chiefs tough. So 11 and a half points in a divisional game is a lot. But also the Chiefs are getting Rashee Rice back this week. And that, let's be honest, that offense has looked a lot better with Xavier Worthy. And they've
Yeah.
just been balling. Like Mahomes is back to being Mahomes.
Yeah, Mahomes looks legit. Everybody that was ready to count the Chiefs out and be like, "Oh, they're done finally." Mahomes fell off a cliff. Kelsey fell off a cliff. They're good. Like they're done. No, they didn't go anywhere. They're still here. One note I do have: Josh Simmons, the rookie tackle for the Chiefs, is out. So we'll see if Max Crosby can get after Mahomes and make life difficult for Mahomes. And I'm still waiting on a running back to overtake the leading rushing spot for the Chiefs. Mahomes with 202 yards, and we're in week 7, is still leading this team in rushing. Who is going to step up in that backfield?
Uh, at this point, nobody. Bieber Shard Smith, the rookie that can throw him in there, but I don't know. Pacheco and Hunt ain't doing a lot back there. But
No.
like we both said, 11 and a half is a lot of points. So maybe I'd consider Vegas there, but I don't see Vegas stopping this offense. But Vegas's offense can be okay, but I'm worried about Geno throwing some interceptions. He's been struggling. So KC is my pick for sure.
Yeah, definitely going to be taking KC as well. And we're going to move right along. We got the Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings. This one I think is another one that the Eagles have been playing bad, like point blank. They've been playing bad. They're coming off two really rough losses where they didn't look good at all. There's a lot of turmoil in the media about the Eagles right now. Their offense is bad. Their offense has looked horrible. Um, and now they got to go to Minnesota against Brian Flores. And honestly, probably one of the best coach teams. I would say they're the best coach team in the NFL, just based on their coaching alone with O'Connell and Flores. I just love that duo for Minnesota, and I think that's going to be able to keep them in games. And then Carson Wentz is still going to be playing in this one, I believe. I mean, I don't know. What are your thoughts, man?
Carson Wentz against the Eagles too. I agree with everything you said about this Vikings team and how well coached they are. Another thing about the Eagles is their defense is not as good. It's not as good as last year. Let's just be honest. So, and then also their offensively, they only line up in shotgun. Like Jalen Hurts has like, unless it's a tush push, obviously. And they're just one. I don't know. Their offense is bad, like you said. I'm leaning towards Minnesota. I think at home.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Minnesota at home as well, and I wanted to see who you were gonna pick before I threw mine down. But this is my dog of the week, honestly. I'm laying my dog of the week down here on the Minnesota Vikings. Skull, baby. Come on, let's go Vikings.
Yes, sir. I like it.
All right. Next, we got the Carolina Panthers and the New York Jets at MetLife, and the Panthers have they've looked good too. They're 3-3, and again another team that Not a lot of hopes were there, but they've been playing some pretty darn good football as of late, and their record kind of reflects that. And now they play the Jets, who let's not even the Jet. Justin Fields had a net passing yards last week of -10. He had
Yeah,
45 he had 45 yards through the air, but on plays where he had the ball in his hands to pass, he was -10 total yards. That
yeah,
is like I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that from a starting quarterback that's played a full game.
yeah. I don't know if I have either. The Jets and Garrett Wilson is out this week, so I mean, I have said multiple times how Carolina's just better at home. I mean, they won. They're 3-0 at home. They're just better at home. But with Garrett Wilson being out, I don't think I think I got to go Carolina. And also Rico Dowdle has just been toting that thing the last 2 weeks. And
Yeah.
now apparently there's a in-house decision that they're not telling the media who's going to be the starting running back. So I don't know what they're going to do. Chuba's back this week. Jalen Coker's back this week. So I got Carolina. I mean, I can't pick the Jets, like you said, after that performance.
Yeah, can't pick the Jets. I like the Carolina as well. You mentioned Rico Dowdle and the whole like who's going to be the starting running back thing. I want to throw something out just real quick about Rico Dowdle. He did play the Miami Dolphins and Dallas Cowboys. Let's not forget that. These are horrible defenses. So not trying to discredit Rico Dowdle, but let's pump the brakes. I do think that this is still Chuba Hubbard's job to lose. I think Chuba Hubbard is still, one healthy. Probably he's definitely a top 15 running back in the NFL, in my opinion. So I don't, me personally, I wouldn't give away his starting job. I still like Rico Dowdle, but give me like Chuba's, I think should be the starter. Carolina's win this game though against the Jets in MetLife.
Yeah. Also, one more note: they actually extended Chuba this year. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Um, we got the New York Jets going up to Colorado, the Mile High City, Jackson Dart and Cam Scattaboo, and I don't know, Dean. Do you think that air is going to be just a little bit too thin for the young rooks?
I think it might be. I mean, you see how Scat is just throwing his head into people all the time. That air is going to be tough to adjust to. A lot of people like the Giants this week, and I'll admit they've surprised me with how well Dart and Scatterbo have looked, and it just like energized this team. And then you got a guy like Brian Burns who's having a great season, and we've known their D line is good. So if they could just score some points, so they've impressed me. But going into Denver is one of the toughest places to play. Nick Bonito's leading the league in sacks. I mean, this Denver defense is probably the best in the NFL right now. So I got to go with Denver.
Yeah, you're giving me one of the best defenses of the NFL at home in what is notoriously one of the toughest environments to play in and atmospheres to play in for a rookie quarterback, rookie running back, and just a team that historically isn't that good. When they don't have their defense is statistically not that great either. I mean, you got to take Denver, I think, for this one. Um, yeah, I understand everybody is jumping on the New York Giants hype train, especially after they knock off Philly. But come on, dude. This is Denver's game to lose, in my opinion. Denver looked bad against the
Yeah,
Jets, still got to win. I think that they can look good enough to win this game for sure. I don't think there's no way they look that bad against like how they did against the Jets in this one, and I think they'll be able to do enough to win this one and at home.
I agree.
All right. Next up, we got the Colts and the Chargers, and this one is in LA. Um, I'm kind of curious to see if the Chargers are going to be able to right the ship because this is a tough game for them, and the Chargers just ever since after week 3 just haven't looked right. Joe Alt going out I think definitely hurt them. He's still doubtful to play in this one, so he probably won't be playing. um I don't know. I don't you think LA is going to be able to get the job done here against Indiana Jones and the Colts?
Well, the Colts have been balling, but one thing about the Colts, they're 5-1 overall. They're 4-0 at home, and their one loss is they actually lost to the Rams. They traveled to LA. So they're going back to LA to play in the same stadium and play the Chargers. I think I like this Colts team better at home. I know Jonathan Taylor has been going ballistic. I think he's probably number one for offensive player of the year since Puka got hurt. So
Yeah,
he's
I'd say it's like him, and then I'd say probably like Bijan or somebody
yeah,
like that.
yeah. So I mean, he's been balling, but I just have faith in Justin Herbert at home. I think the Chargers are going to win this game.
All right. I hear you, and you mentioned they have been to LA before, and I don't know. I kind of look at that as like maybe they already played a game in LA and they got a feel for it, and now they can go and play the Chargers and get the job done. I still don't like, the tackles being out for LA. I think their offensive line has definitely felt, and we've seen kind of the result of that. So I like the Colts here on the road as underdogs to beat LA here, I think.
Okay.
Then we got two more games left. Last game, or yeah, two more games left in the late window. We got a divisional game between the Washington Commanders and then the Dallas Cowboys down in Big D and Jerry's World, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I'll let you go first on this one.
Well, thank you. Hey, this is a great game, divisional game in Jerry's world, like you said. We know this elite Cowboys defense that Jerry Jones continues to. I feel like there's a quote every week of him saying, "We haven't lost anything on the edge" or something. He's just saying something in the media. Um, Gets to play Washington, Jaden Daniels after the loss. What was I going to say? Sorry. Terry McLaurin out and Noah Brown out. So it makes me wonder, can these Commanders receivers step up against this defense? I think they can. I think Chris Moore can make plays. I think Jalen Lane can make plays. And I think Bill, my boy Bill, he's been getting the rock more and he's more involved. And of course, Jane Daniels is going to use his lace. They're going to do everything on this Dallas defense, I think. So I'm going to
Yeah.
take Washington to go into Dallas and win.
Real quick note, I don't know, this might change your mind.
Okay.
Debo's out as well.
Ooh, Debo's out. Dang. Well,
Take
I
what you just said, disregard it. I'm going with that.
no, I'm gonna have to think about it now. But I think Washington. I still think Washington's gonna go in there and win. I really do.
Okay.
I'm, I'm doubling down.
All right. Well, yeah, look, Dallas's defense is bad, so I don't think that Jaden Daniels needs to do. I don't think he needs a crazy supporting cast. I think they just got to stick to their game plan, and the ball will just roll their way. Honestly, like so, I don't completely hate it. But I just don't think that they're going to be. Look, Washington's defense isn't that good either, if we're being honest. And Dallas, I think they're getting CD back this week, at least in a limited role. I don't expect him to go out there and light the defense up, but I expect him at least if he does play, um, to at least get some reps and get a couple looks here and there. But I still think George Pickens been balling,
Yeah,
since CD went out, and I know that hurts coming from a Steeler, like as a Steelers fan, seeing him ball out in another uniform. But yeah, Dallas's offense, I just don't think. I think they're going to be able to just like light up the scoreboard against this Washington team, and I don't think Washington's going to be able to keep up. So I think Dallas is going to be my pick here at home.
I just want to say one more thing about the George Pickens. I'm actually, I've been saying for the longest time, if he could get a quarterback, this guy would go crazy. And Dak has been playing at an extremely high level. Also, Jake Ferguson's having a great year. It's
Yeah.
just on. So I see what you're saying, but you know what? I went with Washington. I ain't switching up now.
All
Let's go,
right.
Washington.
I respect it. But we got one more game to talk about, and then after we talk about this one, we'll have our Sunday night game, and that one we'll cover in a separate video. But let's wrap up this Sunday slate video. We got the Green Bay Packers going to Arizona to play the Cardinals.
Going to Arizona to play the Cardinals. And Green Bay's another team that I like a lot more in Lambeau. And Jacoby Brissett. Is Kyler back?
Kyler is listed as questionable. So I think he's a game time decision. I'm not 100% sure.
What's Marvin listed at?
Marv, I don't see him. He's not initially on the injury
Maybe,
report,
but he's playing.
so he should be playing.
Okay. I mean, we saw this Cardinals team go into Indy and almost beat the Colts with Jacoby Brissett. Maybe that was just a Colts revenge game. Maybe that was showing that Brissett can run this offense well. I still don't think they're going to run it well enough to beat the Green Bay Packers. Josh Jacobs, that run game is tough to stop, and I like Jordan Love, so I'm going to go with Green Bay.
Yeah, I'd say Green Bay is favored by 7.5, and I'm gonna be honest, I do think that's a lot of points for this game.
Yeah,
I think I would definitely like to take Arizona plus the points here because even bro, I've said it plenty of times. Arizona is such a weird team, and I hate like betting on them per se and just picking them to do anything because they're such a hit or miss team. You never know which version of them you're going to get. And the consensus that we came to is that they play really good or they play their best football against teams that are also really good. And then they play really bad against teams that are really bad. So they're going to play to the talent they're playing against. Green Bay, they're 3-1-1. And I think they do have talent. So I think we are going to see I think we're going to see the good Arizona Cardinals in this game. So I think they'll be able to keep it close. Um, I just don't know if they're going to be able to keep up, or not keep up. I just don't know if they're going to be able to slow down Green Bay enough to win this game. Um, I think Green Bay, like you said, I like them a whole lot more at home, but for the sake of this one, I just I hate picking anything involving the Cardinals, but I'm gonna take the Green Bay Packers. Not be surprised at all if they end up winning the game outright and covering set like 7 points. Like is a that's a big spread in the NFL. So I wouldn't be
yeah.
surprised though if they end up winning.
Okay.
But all right, that pretty much wraps up all of our Sunday slate games. Dean, is there anything else you want to say before we close this one out?
I got nothing else. Let's just hope for a good day of football.
Yeah, let's hope for a good day of football and then stay tuned, subscribe if you're not, so that way you don't miss our Sunday night video. It's going to be between the Atlanta Falcons and the San Francisco 49ers. Should be a pretty good game. So subscribe if you're not so you don't miss that one. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video down in the comments. Let us know what you thought about our picks. Let us know what teams you like and who you don't like. What you agreed with, what you don't agree with, stuff like that. And yeah, I don't got nothing else. Dean, if you got nothing else, we'll close this one out and see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Peace.